So, while configuring a web app, one of the common mistakes is to give too much information inside a message. Let's analyze a few examples from a security point of view. Suppose that you are trying to log into the system and you are compromising the username and password fields, and you don't know any valid username and password. You have a dictionary to try on both the username and the password fields. Your dictionary contains 1,000 words. You will try 1,000 passwords for each username. So theoretically, you have 1,000 times 1,000 tries. Now, if you see this message after an attempt, it probably means that you found a valid username. Now we can just focus on the password field, and this reduces the number of attempts from 1,000,000 to 1,000. When you see this message, you understand that the username is controlled by the app independently. So forget about the password in the beginning and just focus on the username. When you find the username, try to find the password of that user. So you only have 1,000 plus 1,000 attempts in this case. This is another helpful message for the hacker. If the message is like this, you have no clue. You have to try every possible user and password combination. In some cases, you can see an error message like this. The developer probably prints the stack trace for debugging purposes. You can collect a lot of sensitive information with such a message. In this example, you will see that the application is written in Perl, version 5.8.8. The operating system of the server is Linux, etc. You get the point. So, what is all this information we gather? Everything that we retrieve from the server or the app is information we can use. HTTP headers such as server or X powered by headers, error and warning messages that we saw some examples on the previous slide. Comment lines of the web pages may contain sensitive data. We talked about that before. Email addresses of the employees or employers. We can use those email addresses to guess the usernames of login pages, or we can use them for social engineering attacks. These are only some of the examples of the information that can be gathered from an application. While the search engines are the most typical examples of crawlers, and they let us run queries on the website, we can use the search engines to find out the sensitive information and weaknesses of an application using search engines. Google has advanced search techniques. There are a lot of keywords to use while Googling. Some of them are displayed in this slide. You can find a lot of different queries in www.exploit-db.com/google-hacking-database address. So using these previously prepared queries, you can find weaknesses, documents which contain usernames and passwords, sensitive folders, web services, error messages which contain sensitive data, and backup and/or log files. So here there are just a few examples to show how we can use Google Advanced Search to find valuable information. For example, if we do a search with the words inurl:/co.uk and inurl:/admin, we can find administrative panels of the websites which have .co.uk superdomain. There are a lot of queries to find the critical points of an application. Thankfully, there are tools to automatize these queries for us. SearchDiggity, Foundstone SiteDigger, and Foca are just a few examples of these kinds of tools.